Hey everybody, it's Christina Holloway here. Welcome back to my channel. Today, we're talking about a question I hear a lot from clients who are feeling stuck or burned out. Why does it feel like I'm doing everything right, but still not moving forward? If that's you, if you feel like you're working hard, showing up, saying yes, keeping the pace, but somehow the results just aren't coming, then you might be chasing instead of choosing. And there's a big difference. When you're chasing, you're reacting. When you're choosing, you're leading. So today we're going to unpack what this looks like at work, how to spot the difference in your daily decisions, and how to start choosing with clarity so you can move forward with confidence. All right, so let's get started. Part one, what chasing looks like. Let's start with chasing. If you're chasing at work, it might look like this. You say yes to everything because you don't want to miss an opportunity. You're over delivering to prove your value, even if no one asked you to. You're taking on work that doesn't align with your goals just to stay visible. You feel like if you just work a little harder, someone will finally notice. It can feel like survival mode, but on paper, you look like a rock star. So I worked with a client a few years ago, and it's where this concept was born. This client kept getting tapped for high visibility projects, but they were demanding projects. And one of the stakeholders was a demanding person. On the surface, it looked like a win. But when we took a closer look, it turned out she was just good at managing him, his expectations. So she'd keep getting assigned to him. And this wasn't her choice. And in fact, she was making him look good. What did she get in return? Crickets. So when I asked her why she agreed to work with this person, well, working with him made her feel useful. That's not it. It's not how you build a career. She was chasing visibility through someone else, but it wasn't building toward anything for her. So why does this happen? Because here's my theory. We've been conditioned to prove ourselves at work, to say yes, to volunteer, to stay busy. And especially for high achievers, and often for women, there's this subtle pressure to earn our place over and over again. But chasing is exhausting because it keeps you busy and it rarely leads to the kind of growth or recognition you deserve. So let's look at the other side of this situation. Part two, what choosing looks like. Now, let's talk about choosing. When you're choosing, you're leading with intention. It looks like this. You know what you want your next step to be. You evaluate requests based on alignment, not anxiety. You're willing to say no to things that don't serve your goals. You take ownership of your time, your energy, and your reputation. So here's a real life example. A coaching client of mine got offered a stretch assignment, one of those big exposure projects that usually looks amazing, but it would have derailed her current path and taken time away from a strategic certification she was pursuing. And we talked about it. My question to her was to see which one was more important for long-term success. Her answer was the certification, which would position her as an expert and authority and also make her a competitive candidate for a next level promotion. So she passed, and 3 months later, she was offered a promotion that aligned perfectly with her career goals. And guess what? That opportunity came because she had been clear about what she really wanted. Choosing doesn't always mean turning things down. Sometimes it means taking a role that bridges where you are to where you want to be, but doing it with your eyes open, with intention. It's the mindset that says, I'm the one steering this ship, even if the water gets rough. Part three, how to shift from chasing to choosing. So how do you actually make that shift? Here are 3 coaching questions I give my clients when they're stuck. What do I really want from this situation? Not what others expect, not what looks impressive, what you want. Am I saying yes from fear or from clarity? Fear of being forgotten, Fear of missing out, fear of looking difficult, that's chasing. Clarity is choosing. Will this move me forward or just keep me afloat? Sometimes we're just trying to survive. But when you're ready to grow, you have to swim towards something. Here's a mindset shift you can try. Not everything that feels urgent is actually important. You don't have to say yes right away. You can pause, reflect, and respond. One small choice at a time. Part 4, choosing isn't always easy. Now, I'm going to be honest here, choosing isn't always easy. It might mean disappointing someone who expected a yes, letting go of roles that once felt validating, sitting with discomfort while you wait for the right opportunity. But you know what choosing does lead to? Self respect, clarity, and momentum in the direction you care about, even when it's not flashy, even when it takes time. In fact, the people who lead with calm clarity, who don't jump at everything, who know their value, who don't over explain every move, they're often the ones who get remembered. They know where they are going and why they are there. That's leadership. So here's your challenge this week. Start noticing the decisions you're making. Each time, ask yourself, am I chasing or am I choosing? You don't have to get it perfect. This is practice. But every time you choose with intention, you're building a stronger career foundation. All right, so that's it for my video on how to stop chasing your career and start choosing your next big win. Let me know in the comments below how you've been building your career successes. Have you been chasing? If so, where? I'd love to hear about it. Now, if this resonates with you, if you've been stuck in that pattern of doing everything and still feeling overlooked, it's time to shift from chasing to choosing. This is a core part of what I teach in my coaching, and I'm going deeper into this topic in an upcoming free workshop where we'll build your leadership presence, decision-making clarity, and communication strategy. You can sign up for early access to the workshop using the link below. Just sign up for my newsletter and you'll get all the details as they come available. Here's the thing. You don't have to prove yourself through exhaustion. You don't have to chase your worth. You can choose how you show up and what you say yes to. And that choice, that's where your power lives. If you enjoyed watching this video and you found it helpful, please make sure you give it a big thumbs up by hitting that like button and make sure you're subscribed to my channel so you never miss another video from me. Thank you for watching and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.